Welcome back, S.I.B.R family. Week 6 in college football is upon us, and I know why you're here. You know why you're here. You want the lowdown on who you need to put your money on to get those greenbacks. Well, let's get right into it. Texas taking on Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry. Look, Texas to me is becoming and performing the way I thought LSU was going to perform going into the season. They are a team who looks like they're just moving along, doing everything they need to do to get to that ultimate prize, which is a natty. Oklahoma, on the other hand, in this rivalry presents a big challenge for Texas. And I'm actually going to pick Texas in this spot. I think their season is going to keep on rolling, at least for now. They get the dub in this heated rivalry with Oklahoma. Take Texas. Maryland taking on Ohio State. Ohio State, after the emotional, big, meaningful win versus Notre Dame, got last week off. With that week, I think they looked at the film. I think they cleaned up some things. I think they realized where they can excel, where they need some work. And I think they spent that time coming up with a great game plan and an intention to get off to a hot start versus Maryland. I like this game to be over very early. I think Ohio State off the bye week is going to come out there, be explosive right out the gate, put it on Maryland early, force them to submit by halftime. I think we're going to see some backups in this game. I'm taking Ohio State big. LSU versus Missouri. Look, I'm picking Missouri. Maybe it's just because LSU has let me down tremendously as being one of my Final Four teams this season. They've let me down. They've looked bad. So maybe I'm just being biased against them. I'll take it. I'm taking Missouri to take out this floundering team in LSU. Washington State versus UCLA. I'm going with Washington State. I like their quarterback a lot. Virginia Tech taking on Florida State. This is another one of those games where Florida State may struggle. Look, coming off of a bye week, hey man, are you going to come out a little slow? Are you going to be a little methodical, a little lethargic maybe when you're going against a weak team like Virginia Tech? I don't know. Historically, much like the Boston College game, Florida State has seemed to struggle to get off to a hot start in these situations. I'm going to take Florida State, but I will have my eye on this game because I am curious to see how Florida State comes out after their week off. Alabama, Texas A&M, go with the Elephants. Is it Elephants? Is it? North Carolina taking on Syracuse. I'll keep it simple. I'm just going to go with North Carolina. Drake May for me is legit. Kentucky versus Georgia. This for me is a prime spot where we are going to see Georgia open it up. Look, Georgia has been facing a little bit of criticism this year because they don't seem to be as dominant as they've been in recent years. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the schedule is very weak and it's very hard for these young elite players to get up each and every week to take on an opponent that really poses no threat to them. I think Kentucky coming in there being considered a good team and may even get some national attention for being an upset potential team. I think Georgia's going to come out and look to dominate early and often. I think they beat the brakes off Kentucky. Michigan, Minnesota, go with Michigan. Notre Dame taking on Louisville. Look, Louisville, their offense is a mess. They will turn the ball over repeatedly. Somehow they've been getting wins. I don't know. Good for you. I think Notre Dame dominates on defense, and I think Sam Hartman picks apart that defense. I like Notre Dame big. Arkansas, Ole Miss. Go with Ole Miss, I guess. So who cares, really, honestly, you know. Miami, Georgia Tech. Another who really cares game. Go with Miami. They're clearly better than Georgia Tech. Fresno State, Wyoming, a game that most of us probably won't even watch. I do like the Doo-Doo Brown of Wyoming, but let's be honest, Fresno State's going to get this dub. Oregon State versus Cal. I don't know how Oregon State ended up beating Utah last week, but I think they followed it up with another win this week. And in the late game, we have Arizona taking on USC. I think USC wins, much like they've won all the other games. They're going to give up a lot on defense. The game's probably going to be closer than it needs to be, but they still get the dub. Those are my picks. Now go out there, get you some money, enjoy your college football weekend. I'll catch you next week.